Hey guys, thanks for tuning in once again. This cow here was trimmed 119 days ago, and as you can see, there's a crack in this heel. This crack is a telltale sign of a white line abscess, and you can see the dark area in the middle of this toe where there was an old model from where we had trimmed her the last time. But then you can see there's a little disruption in the white line as well. So something must have pressed there and got injured on this animal. So first thing we're going to do is just make sure that it's kind of clean towards that sole ulcer site, and now we'll proceed to trim this cow. As I work the grinder down towards that white line, you can tell that something just isn't right by that white line. Right there, you can kind of see the little spot. So my guess is something punctured the white line right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean up this top toe and get a block on it so it is able to relieve the weight off this other toe. Even though at this point I can't tell that she is going to be extremely sore, I can still see the little bit of swelling in that other heel bulb and realize that I need to relieve the weight off this toe regardless. One disadvantage to the way that our business is set up is that we always have people loading the animals into our chutes for us, and we're not always able to see the animal walk. By seeing the animal walk, you can tell how much she's favoring a foot, how lame she is, and it kind of gives you a little bit of prejudgment. But a little fast forward here, putting a block on, and now we'll begin to clean this wound out. As you can see, where the manure and dirt has got underneath this hoof and kind of decayed a little bit of the sole. At this point, it's just staining of the sole and more or less a double sole than it is a bad white line abscess. We're going to work our way down the outside of this decayed sole and some of this separated sole until we kind of see where the root of it is. If you remember back to when we first started this video where I pointed out where that puncture was in the white line, there is a piece of hoof, as you can see, about down next to my pinky finger, right where I'm spraying, where that needs to be flushed out, and you will see that that whole wall is actually separated up onto the top side of her foot. At this point, I can tell that that is pinching onto that wall through the corium. It's hard to see in this video, but when I'm up close, you can easily see. It's another thing we're trying to do here. We're trying to make these videos so you guys can see a little bit more detail as I can. That's why I try some of the zooms and some of the effects. But right here, you can see where that puncture goes all the way up in to that corium along the wall. At this point, I can see that there is exposed corium, and what I'm trying to do now is flush any dirt or debris away from that corium so I can see how far that it actually needs pared away. This becomes a more challenging trim at this point because there is direct hard horn from that outside wall. The outside wall is a lot harder than the sole. The tubules that create that wall versus the tubules that create the sole are totally different. As you can see right there is where I pulled that hard corium away from that wall. To avoid a lot of this bloody part of the trim, I sped it up. Now you can see that that wall has been cleared away from that injury, and it's not bleeding hardly at all, so that's good. At this point, we're going to focus on getting a medicated wrap put on her and making sure it's clean so she's able to properly heal. Given that it wasn't a lot of wall that we needed to pull away, I'm guessing this wound will heal in probably 3 weeks and be fully grown back in within a month. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.